Eddie Vote, Eddie Vote.
Is it true that I'm a rapper and I can dance?
I don't look at the government to help me.
So talking about Toronto, Canada, how is the situation right there?
With the one and only Eddie.
They call me daughter of God. I produce myself. I be all day, nothing they move myself.
Yeah, you're killing it.
And so far I've been seeing Kenya loving the song.
And you know what? I'm so blessed. God's so good.
I survived.
I think Germany is great. I think Germany has a lot of potential.
I actually did know.
I am a teacher professionally.
The purpose of the dance is to celebrate God. It's just celebrating Him, so there is no other reason.
Amen. Everything is good to go.
That's my name is awesome people. God bless you. I'm so blessed being here, man.
We need to buy tickets. All right. It's my pleasure having you. Let's do this.
Hey Niaje, hope a very nice time to you and welcome to the Birthday Show, not only in 254 but international. I'm talking about my make. What's your make is online. How are you doing, Alia?
I am doing well, Eddie. Thank you so much, and hello to everybody watching this from all over the world.
Awesome. It's nice really having you here. So I think everyone has a story to tell. What's your story?
My story is I found a lot, in spite of going through a lot of hell in life before, I found, the political systems change, and now we're a country dealing with a pandemic. So yeah, a lot has happened in Kenya with me, and I'm proud to be part of this nation.
Indeed. So you've mentioned about a lot of change there. So let me know, how can you define your nature?
My love for nature. So always been a source of healing. It's been my biggest plan at this age, go outdoors and think about anything. Of course, I'm used to be very green, and unfortunately we see a lot of the green disappearing nowadays. Cause for concern, because God knows I'll never get to enjoy Nairobi, which is supposed to be, I think Nairobi in its traditional name is supposed to mean the city on top of a hill or something to do with nature. So it's losing its essence by developing so fast, and that's a cause of concern for us.
Make sure you watch us live each and every Wednesday and Saturday at 5:30 to 6 p.m. And any questions you have for our guests today, make sure you write them under our YouTube comment section. Then we are going to get back to you later. So getting back to you, how can you define success?
My definition of success is very different. For me, success is based on the number of people's lives that I can impact or I can change. So I find myself, or I consider myself to be a change maker, an alchemist, somebody who transforms and, changes people's lives for the better. So for me, success basically is having somebody tell me, you know what, thank you for doing that for me. You've changed my life, or thank you for saying that to me. It's made a big difference to me. That's how I gauge my success.
All right. So in other words, somebody can say you're already successful in whatever you're doing.
I hope so, Eddie. I wish so, and I hope it to be so. Thank you.
What's your superpower as a woman?
My superpower, I think I have to say, is multitasking. I am somebody who you would call a multi-potentialite, which means that I have so many interests, I have so many talents, I have so many, I wear so many caps. So because of that ability, I have the superpower of being able to multitask. I could be focusing on crunching numbers. At the same time, I could be busy drafting my blog because I am a writer as well. At the same time, I could be doing the logistics for our upcoming trip over the weekend. So I think that's my superpower. I can manage multiple things in at the same time.
Indeed, a very special shout out to you. But I want to know, maybe which kind of a game can you enjoying or playing, something like that?
Okay, so apart from hiking, which is like my life and everything, and I could go on a hike on any moment of my life, I usually enjoy a good game of tennis. So I used to play before when there was like, when COVID was, not here. I used to play every Saturday, and it's a good, what do you call it, stress buster. It's a good form of cardio as well. And yeah, it's an amazing feeling when you get, being across the court, chasing the ball. It's an amazing sport. I enjoy playing tennis as well.
Around 28th March, you celebrated your birthday. So let me know what makes your birthday so memorable.
My birthday, okay, so I don't really I think as you get older, you stop celebrating the birthday for what it is and you start celebrating your achievements in life. So I, for instance, set intentions for every year. Like I set an intention for this year that I've started off on 28th of March. And at the end of the birth year, so I don't celebrate my years starting from January 1st to December. For me, it's my birthday. So at every end of that birth year, I try and celebrate what I've achieved, how much I've grown, what impact I've made, what changes I've brought about. So those are things that make my birthday special, because in that 1 year, like God has given us our whole lives, and it's up to us to decide what you want to do with that life of ours. So for you to plan how you can grow, how you can excel, how you can, become a better human being in that 1 year, those are things that I celebrate on my birthdays.
All right, that's so great indeed. So are you introverted but willing to discuss?
So many people seem to always say this is not true about me, but I am a true introvert. I'm an extremely introverted person. I am very reserved, but I think because of my work, because of what I do in terms of hiking and stuff, I have to sometimes exercise the extroverted muscle. But trust me, after I've been out there, I come home and I look for a quiet moment where nobody can disturb me, so I can recharge myself. So I would say, yes, I'm a very introverted person.
Now we know. So let me know, how has been the experience always staying and living with your mom?
My mom is my best friend. I've lived with her. She's raised me single-handedly, and we are more like friends than we are like mother and daughter. And we've enjoyed a cordial friendship all along the years. She's been my pillar of support. She's been my guiding light. And I think without my mom, I wouldn't be the strong, independent person that I am. So I have a lot of, gratitude and a lot of love, a lot of respect for her. And I thank her for making me who I am, because she's also gone through a lot of difficulties in her life, and seeing her overcome these challenges has given me the strength to go through life as well and face my challenges as well.
All right. So as a founder, Women Who Hike Kenya, what inspired you to start such a kind of initiative?
Eddie, I'll tell you what started off Women Who Hike. So I first climbed my first mountain as an adult in 2015. And I happened to climb that mountain at a very difficult time in my life. I was, working for a company. I was not very happy. I was facing a lot of personal issues. And on a whim of, a suggestion of a friend, we went and climbed Mount Longonot. And it was the worst experience of my life, because it was very hard for me. And I remember there were several moments as I was climbing that mountain where I thought to myself, I think I should give up. This isn't me. Why am I even doing this? Why am I putting myself through all this? And it was a struggle. It was really hard. But when I got to the top and I saw that I was, greeted by such beautiful, sights of nature and the feeling of, success and being triumphant, I had tears in my eyes. And I said, what, if I can overcome this mountain, I can overcome anything in life. And it's that experience and that feeling that I wished to bring to other people in my life. And that's how Women Who Hike started, because we want people to be empowered through nature and through hiking. So no matter how difficult life gets, no matter how difficult, situations are that you're dealing with, we all have a mountain within us that we can always climb and summit, and you can always climb and summit and overcome that same situation in reality as you can on a mountain. That's the reason behind Women Who Hike.
A very big shout out to you for such a transforming way of working with women. But I just want to know, I'm eager to know, why just I choose to work with women and not men or boys and girls?
Extremely excited, and thank you for asking the question, because that helps us clear out a lot of doubt and the mystery behind why only women. So Women Who Hike was founded by two women. So it's myself, and I have a co-founder as well. So that's why the name came as Women Who Hike. But you won't believe it, Eddie. We're all inclusive. So we're open to men, we're open to all genders, all ages, all races. And the beautiful thing about what we've experienced is we've had men join us on hikes as well. And we also had men who've told us that, you know what, you need to change your name because being a man, I feel awkward joining you guys to hike. So please change your name. So we have both types of men who, there are men who support Women Who Hike, and there are men who say like, you know what, nah, we can't do that. And we say, you know what, it's up to you. You're free to come. If you feel comfortable, come and just hike and enjoy what we have to offer. And, support us, support the cause. So it's open to all. It's open to men and women. And we have men who actually join us. Yeah, they join us, they support us. They know it's great having men along because in case you find, a leopard or something along the way, we can always tell the men, you know what, go and deal with that. Keep us safe. I was just joking on that one.
Okay. So let me know, are there few or some men who already joined you? Like, what did you realize about them and you feel like maybe some other people don't know about men exactly?
So I was telling you about this gentleman who joined us for a hike. He's 67 years old and he has been hiking with other outfits in Kenya. But he said, you know what, looking at your pictures, looking at the places you go to, I'd like to try a hike with Women Who Hike. So he joined us for a hike and the hike was Kijabe Hills. And if anybody has hiked Kijabe Hills, knows it's not easy, it's a difficult hike. So this gentleman, joined us on the hike, he completed the hike. At the end of the hike, he came to me and he's like, you know what? I salute you guys. And I'm like, why? He's like, when I signed up for this hike, I thought I'm signing up for a walk in the garden because what can women do? I mean, women can't do tough hikes. They can only go for a walk in the backyard. And I was expecting this to be a very easy and breezy hike. But if you guys are doing such kind of difficult hikes and you are actually finishing, conquering some mountains, then hats off to you women. So that was a real, moment of pride for me coming from a man that, he's recognized that women can do what men can do as well. So that was really great for us.
Thank you so much for breaking that down. So I really want to know like what kind of qualifications one has to have so that to join your initiative.
Only have to have an open mind and a positive attitude, and you have to enjoy nature and enjoy walking. That's it. Because hiking is nothing more than just walking, and you're going to be walking for like 5-6 hours at a stretch. And you should be open-minded because you're going to face, you don't know what you're going to face on the trail. No two trails are the same. Even if you go on the same mountain 3, 4, 5, 6 times, every time you climb the same mountain, it's going to give you a different experience. So no experience needed, just an open mind. You should be a person who enjoys walking. In terms of fitness, I won't say you have to be really fit, but you should be somebody who is used to working long hours. That's it. That's all you need to be, having as, qualified.
I'm so eager to hear from you at this one. Like, as a founder, do I really qualify to be your CEO as well?
Of course you do. In fact, all you need to do is, we actually are looking for, we have a crew, a volunteer system where we bring on volunteers on board. So now these volunteers play a very important role. Number 1, they contribute time to Women Who Hike. Number 2, they represent Women Who Hike. Number 3, when we're on the trails, they help other hikers along the way. So because they're more experienced, they've come on a number of hikes, they have a good personality, they're a people's person, they enjoy interacting with people. They help other hikers who might face difficulties or, are challenged along the way. So we're always open to volunteers. And if somebody out there or somebody watching this would love to volunteer with Women Who Hike, please, get in touch with Eddie and he'll pass your contacts on to me because this is all voluntary. If you enjoy being outdoors in nature, if you enjoy interacting with people, then you need to be part of our team because you'll really enjoy having best of both worlds on Women Who Hike.
Indeed, that is so amazing, and for all the opportunities that you're giving each and every single person who is interested to join you. So if you're watching right now and you are interested in hiking, let's talk about Boretam, Karura Forest, and so forth. Mention them. So you better hit us on the comment section, then we're going to get back to you. So getting back to you, I want to know, like, since you started hiking or something, let me know the worst moment or experience that you ever experienced.
A very important, a very good question, Eddie. The thing about being outdoors is nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed, and living in a place like Kenya where even the weather is not predictable, you can't be certain what you're going to face on the trails. So we have two mottos. Number one, always be prepared, and number two, safety first. So the good thing about us is I myself and my crew members all train for first aid for the outdoors. We have training in outdoor leadership as well. We have training in outdoor first aid, so we know how to handle situations in case they come up. Now, touch wood, and thank God, we've not had any serious injuries on trails. But there is this one hike that we did in 2019. It's Sleeping Warrior, and it's in Elementaita. And Sleeping Warrior is it's not a very difficult hike. What makes it hard is that it gets very hot and there's no trees for shade. So you're walking in the sun, and if you don't time yourself properly, and for us timing is very important, you could find yourself starting to climb the Sleeping Warrior when the sun is right above, like about at noon, when the sun is right on your head. Now, in that particular hike, we had all made it to, in fairly good time, but there was this one girl who suddenly started slowing down. Like, she was very, ahead of the crowd, she was walking very fast, everything, but suddenly when she was going up, she became a bit slow, and eventually she ended up joining the people at the back. So I'm always at the back because, for me, that's my comfort level, being at the back, being alone, introverted. And then, of course, I feel much safer knowing that everybody else ahead of me is okay. So I can, walk from the back. When I got to that point, I found her sitting on a rock, and I'm like, "Are you fine?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm just taking, some air. I'll catch up later." So we waited for her to, get, back and start walking. And she started to stumble. And the next thing you know, she fainted. So she actually experienced what is known as a sunstroke or a heat stroke. So immediately I raised one of our crew members who came back to help me. We took her to a shaded area, and she was completely passed out. Like, she was completely, like, she didn't know what was going on. So we administered first aid for heat strokes. Luckily, she woke up. We gave her water, whatever first aid stuff we had to do, and we took her down. And then we got a boda and took her to the bus where she could, cool off and, rest and, revive herself. Now, unfortunately, Eddie, I'll tell you, last year there was somebody who attempted Sleeping Warrior, and they went through something very similar and they ended up dying. They lost their life on Sleeping Warrior because of the very same reason. So you can never tell what's going to happen. And I always tell, my crew members, I tell everybody, you always have to be prepared for the worst. And, you have to inform people, like, if it's going to be a hot hike, carry enough water, carry electrolytes, keep yourself hydrated. If you're going for a hike on Sunday, don't party Saturday night, don't party on Friday, don't drink alcohol, because you're putting yourself at risk and you're putting others at, also at risk, because it's dangerous. It can be dangerous for everybody. So that was one of my most scariest moments, because seeing somebody faint, I've never had that experience, but seeing somebody faint when there's nothing, there's no tree, there's no, there's nobody out there. It's just you and that person and your instinct. That's it.
This sounds so serious. I mean, come on. To an extent that somebody can just lose a life, this is so serious. So you as a founder, how did you solve that during that situation?
So obviously you have to think fast, like, you can't panic, you can't, start, feeling, yourself getting scared and stuff. You have to keep your mind calm. And then because you're in nature, you have to look for what you can use in nature to help the situation. So if somebody, for example, breaks their leg, you have to find branches to make a stump, If there's no shade, for example, like in Sleeping Warrior, you will not find shade at all. So we had to remove our jackets. I had to remove my scarf, make like a tent for her to go inside so she could have shade and, cool down. We had to luckily crew members carry extra water in case of emergencies. So we had to empty our water bottles, splash it on her, drench her clothes with water so her temperature comes down. So you just have to think of whatever you can use out there that's available to save lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
This sounds somehow into community service. So I just want to know, what's the whole point of you just doing this if the initiative is not generating any amount of money or something?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for sharing that. We don't make money out of hiking, and fortunately or unfortunately, it's not a business as yet. The initiative. So the first thing why we do this is because we want to connect people to nature, to the environment. It's very important for us, especially our generation and those coming after us, to understand the importance of trees, of planting trees, of nature, of not, cutting down, destroying nature, basically. because, and then secondly, it's part of getting, getting the community or getting the nation to be active, because all that we do, and let's face it, on a Sunday is either we're sleeping, recovering from hangovers, or we're sleeping because we're too tired or anything, or we're watching TV, or we're just doing nothing more than that. So when you have a hike on a Sunday, you're actually getting out, you're exercising, you're enjoying fresh air, you're away from technology. It's healthy. It's a very healthy initiative. In fact, in 2017, we had started the Trailblazer movement, which was to get every Kenyan outdoors, clocking 525 kilometers in 1 year. So that means you do 10 kilometers a week. That's up to you how you break it down. And then we had given out prizes like, sponsoring your climb to Mount Kilimanjaro, or, free hikes and stuff like that. But that was the initiative to get every Kenyan outdoors, walking out in nature.
Okay. So as a founder, what's the vision of your initiative?
Vision is to get as many people outdoors hiking, whether it's for sport, it's for health, it's for recreation, that's up to them. But just getting people outdoors at the same time, because people become more and more aware about the importance of nature, we start focusing on nature preservation. Like, for example, we start, planting more trees, we stop littering, stop burning or culling trees down for coal. We stop, deforestation activities, educating people for those kind of things. And Women Who Hike has a CSR every year, twice in a year. We have tree planting activities that we do. So we try and plant trees in areas which are arid. So at least, trees can grow and, the land can flourish.
All right, a very big shout out to you for what you're doing for the community. So our viewer, wherever you are watching from, Kamakawa, there is my make show. What's your make? At Aliyah is online to share the story of the initiative and also about herself. So make sure you hit us across all social media platforms under Idvoke Tufefo Entertainment to watch this show and so many shows on the way. So getting back to you, let me know how has COVID affected you individually and the initiative as well.
Very bad, Eddie, very bad. Like, I am somebody who hikes, who's used to being outdoors. So imagine now that I can't go outdoors. It's I feel like, closed up. It was last year when we faced COVID for the first time. I went through our first lockdown. It was very depressing. It was extremely depressing because we couldn't go out on hikes. We couldn't go out, we just couldn't go out. It was crazy. It was mad. It was terrible. And what happened was we started trying to bring nature indoors, trying to bring the outdoors in. So, doing mindfulness, breathing exercises, meditating with trees, stuff like that. That's we had to adapt in that way. And one thing about Women Who Hike, when we go outdoors, we teach people how to hike mindfully. So those practices we try to bring inside, like indoors, focus on a tree and meditate, or, visualize, forest and, think you can hear the birds and, the sights and the sounds of a forest, and just energize yourself with that. And of course, all activities like last year have come to a complete halt, which means we can no longer, go outdoors because curfews are very early. We have those lockdowns in the city. So yeah, it's come to a complete standstill. So absolutely no hiking. It's bad, Eddie.
One more thing, what do you think makes your initiative so unique, maybe than others?
I would like to say that our initiative is unique compared to others because we actually endorse and we actually promote empowerment through nature. So we are there to make sure that you have an enjoying experience. It's not a race. It's not, an event where people chase the summit and say, you know what, I'm here just for the summit. This is your time to be outdoors with nature, and we want to facilitate that bond between you and nature. So that is our main aim. When we say we want to take people hiking, we're not just there, doing hiking as an activity or as a sport. We're actually promoting hiking as a form of personal development and personal growth, and giving you the opportunity to grow through adventure, because hiking brings you resilience, hiking brings you patience, hiking brings you, strength, it brings you stamina, it brings you health, it brings you a lot of benefit. Putting that as a whole, that's our main message with our hiking outfit to people.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And before I let you go, what kind of wisdom do you want to share as well?
So I would like to tell our viewers that not sure if you guys appreciate or if you guys head outdoors, but if you do have the opportunity to, please take yourselves outdoors, because there's so much to do. There's so much to discover in nature. If not, learning about the trees and the weather systems, or about the terrains, and alone, without any interruptions, without any distractions. It's just you and nature. So it's important that you spend some time alone with yourself and try to understand yourself better. And doing this in nature, there's no better way.
Earlier that too, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's my make show. Let's do this.
Bado.
Tuko na advocate.
What's poppin', people? What's bratata?
Fat boy gosh.
Hey.
Hey, it's my jewels, the Strap God is in the house, aka
Wisdom. J-Fa.
One time again.
Chosen one. Oh yeah. Ati vijana. Tuache miada. Vipi man.